I'll kick things off because I have 3 quarterbacks and you have 2. I'm going to kick things off with Joe Flacco, my boy.
Your boy. Your twin.
My boy. My twin. Flacco's averaging 17 points per game this season in his 3 games, and he's faced 3 top half defenses by adjusted points allowed. And so you might be sitting there and saying, oh man, that's not that great when you consider the opponents. Well, Denny, Houston is also a top half opponent in adjusted points allowed. They rank in the top 10. Again, this is a situation where I'm going to feel better about Flacco if Stroud goes. Did he get cleared yet?
Stroud? No.
Yeah, so that's a little bit when it lingers into the next week like that. It's a little bit, scarier. But yeah, if Stroud goes, I'm going to feel a little bit better about it. Could see some big plays here too. Flacco has been pushing it down the field half a yard more in ADOT than Deshaun Watson was, and then well over a full yard more than like Dorian Thompson-Robinson and who am I blanking on right now?
I think that was it, wasn't it?
No, there was why am I blanking so hard right now? There's another quarterback that
I don't know.
Someone's gonna tell us.
Yeah, somebody tell us the other Browns quarterback. We don't know. There's no way to find out.
The Texans, though, rank 5th in air yards allowed per attempt. So we could see. Oh yeah, PJ Walker. Walker. My gosh, brain fart city over here. So I love when that happens. I can just imagine people driving in their cars going, PJ Walker, it's PJ freaking Walker.
Just screaming, driving off the road.
Just getting so angry at us. We should do it purposely once a show, just to tilt people.
Like the Chargers quarterback, the big kid. What's his name?
Yeah. Someone said Brock Osweiler in chat. Did you see my tweet yesterday before all that Geno Smith, Drew Lock stuff was going on? And I sent a tweet out that said that I was hearing word that Matt Flynn was going to start for Seattle.
Yeah.
And then someone responded and said that his 12-year-old boy didn't have. So he had Geno. His opponent got Drew Lock. So his boy was then going to the waiver wire searching for Matt Flynn off the waiver wire because of me. Wow. And I responded and I said, this is sometimes you just gotta learn, you gotta live and learn.
We love the kids.
It's gotta be tough sometimes on you. Anyway. All right, move on. Next quarterback.
Oh yeah, that's me. I'm not the quarterback, but I will talk about Gardner Minshew against Atlanta. So the Falcons are like middle of the pack in most pass defense metrics, including EPA allowed. Teams have passed at only a 55% rate against the Falcons in neutral game script. That's the 5th lowest pass rate in the league. So, we could be in a situation where the Colts get a lead and then kind of establish it. That wouldn't be great for volume purposes for Minshew. Just wanted to mention that. But before going super run heavy this past week against Pittsburgh, the Colts were actually above their expected dropback rate in their previous 4 games, most of that without Jonathan Taylor. I think there's a chance. that Minshew can get there again. The touchdowns are gonna not be there in such copious amounts this week probably, but it's a fine spot.
What are your thoughts on, first off, Flacco versus Minshew, but then what if Minshew doesn't have Pittman? Are you assuming Pittman's out?
Well, I was, but then I assume that on Sunday and Monday and then today, and then folks are telling me that, oh no, he's fine, he'll play.
For Pittman?
I'm like, yeah, Pittman took the worst shot in the history of the game. Like, what is it?
Yeah, there's a really interesting theory from Edwin Polros about I don't think he's been incredibly vocal. He just basically, I don't know, I shouldn't call it a theory, but this idea, and he's thrown it out there that just it's not shocking that better players who suffer concussions find the field quicker than worse players.
If there's some data to back that up, I'm all about it. Cause from a anecdotal standpoint, that absolutely happens. Trevor Lawrence played half the game on Monday with clearly a concussion.
Yeah, TJ Watt had the situation happen, and then Chris Olave came back really quick. And look, I'm not saying that they didn't go through protocol and they didn't. There's bad players that get through too. It's just it seems like anecdotally that they push the better players, the more important players, a little bit quicker through this, which makes me. I think the number is 30 to 40% end up playing the following week after a concussion, which gives him, better than not odds to not play. Pittman, that is. But maybe since he's a better player, it's a true 50-50 thing.
Minshew would be a lot less appealing without Pittman, obviously.
What are you going Minshew over Flacco? Because I might go Flacco over Minshew this week.
No. I think I like Flacco over Minshew, even if Pittman plays.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then we're on the same page there. Next one, Nick Mullins. This game has a decent 46.5 point over under Minnesota. It's crazy that in today's, like, I feel like in 2020, like a 46.5 point over under was like terrible. And now it's like, oh, wow, this could be a shootout. This is going to be fun. Nick Mullins versus Jared Goff. Yeah.
Let's go.
Minnesota has the 14th best implied team total on the slate. Detroit, 5th best matchup for quarterbacks by adjusted points allowed. He's got Jefferson back and healthy. I don't think Mullins is that bad of a play. I think of this list that we're talking about, I'd probably put him third behind Flacco and Gardner Minshew.
Vikings remained pass heavy last week, even with Mullins, relatively pass heavy. So we got that. I have Tommy DeVito against the Eagles. And folks, this is a thin play. Many are calling this the thinnest play, but the Eagles are 11.5 point favorites against the Giants. So lots of negative game script, probably a lot of dropbacks for young DeVito. He has 20 rushing attempts over his past 2.5 games. Of course, he had to leave the game this past week, and I believe in the first half, with a head injury, right? I think that was it. Can you confirm that?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Oh, okay. Sorry. By the way, I think old Tommy is in maximizing his brief 15 minutes of fame here, is alienating a lot of potential supporters by jacking up his appearance fees, which I read about online. Not sure that's the best way to go, Tommy, if you're listening.
Yes. I'm trying to see if he was like in protocol or anything like that, but I don't think that it was anything. I know that it was a really bad hit. I remember the hit, but I don't remember exactly what happened, like from an injury perspective.
We have a Casey Cheney in the chat says, DeVito is a thin play, thin as the salami DeVito wears on a chain around his neck. And that's just in case he gets a little hungry. He's a little peckish during the game. He can just eat some salami.
Are you sick of the Italian storyline, or are you still for it?
I'm still for it, I guess, for now. But, as long as it's not offending anybody. I don't think it's offending anybody.
No. I mean, like we said before, Tommy DeVito is now more famous than Mike Trout. And maybe even like Shohei Ohtani. I mean, he is more famous than the majority of baseball players.
I think that's correct. Folks got really mad when I said that that was true, but we are underestimating the popularity of the National Football League.
Yes. Derek Carr is next. He gets the Rams. I'm not like in love with this play. This is the most average, like mediocre streamer you can find. Finally got over 20 points this last week. Showed some signs of life. Hopefully Chris Olave is back this week. Sounds like he was close last week, so I'm going to say that he's probably going to play this week.
Yeah.
I know it's Thursday, though, so it's a shorter week. The Rams are the 8th best matchup by adjusted points allowed this season. I will say this. Usually I like when streamers have performed well against bad opponents, because when they get a bad opponent, we can say, hey, play this guy confidently. Derek Carr, there's literally zero predictability with when he's going to be good. Like it doesn't matter what that opponent looks like from an adjusted points allowed standpoint or anything. It's just, he had a good game this week, and therefore he's going to be okay in fantasy. So I don't know how much that matchup thing matters. Thursday night game too. I mean, I would probably play him over DeVito, but I definitely like the other three more than Carr this week.
Well, they didn't really use Taysom. Taysom's package was quite small this past week, so Carr benefited from that.